Hello and welcome to another video from oorail. In this video we're going to show you a technique we use for basically troubleshooting track power problems. So I'm not sure if you can see from this camera angle, but clear down the end over here, right about there, we have a set of Hornby curve points, and currently stuck on those Hornby curve points is a GWR livery HST. Now if I apply power here to the track, obviously you can't hear anything and it's not moving. So what we're going to do is basically show you how to troubleshoot this. Right now that HST is not getting any power. If I go and take something like this here, you'll hear it very much has power. So somewhere between there and the HST we are losing power for some reason. So what we're going to do is leave the power on the controller and go show you how we... Alright, so this particular part of the layout has several set of points. There's two clear on the other side, there's one here, there's about three sets further this way, and so what we're going to do is basically see where in the loop we're losing power. So obviously we know we're losing power over by the curve points. So you can see here I've got a track tester. This is from Train Tech. You put it on the rails, lights up. If you don't, they're cheap and they're pretty handy. If you don't have one of those, you can always use a multimeter. If you don't have a multimeter, you can always use a diesel shunter or a small loco. So I'll put this on the track right here, and you can see I'm not getting anything. If I go and put it on the other side of this, I suddenly make contact and it's working. And if I don't hurry up, it's going to be... Oh, see? Now we've lost power. Alright, and so as you saw there, you have to be a little bit quick to go retrieve the much slower diesel shunter from being rear-ended by a very expensive HST. As you can see now, it's working just fine. So you saw that it came back online as soon as I touched this part of the track. So that would suggest that maybe there is an issue on this end. However, I've actually done quite a bit of extensive testing to this part of the track, and I haven't found any problems at all. The points are fine, we don't really find any issues. So I'm thinking it's somewhere else. So now we're just going to wait for this thing to keep going around a few more times until the problem crops up again. Okay, so here's the interesting part of the problem. For some reason, this HST will make it a little bit further around the curve, depending on what happens. Sometimes it'll get this far, sometimes it'll stop on the curve, sometimes it'll stop as it enters into the curve. So that would suggest that there's something wrong with this set of points here. However, I've also tested these points. I've made sure that these metal pieces right here on the point work are working okay, and can't really seem to find a problem. So I know that the problem's got to be somewhere in this area, or it's in the area on the other side of the points. So what I've done is I've gone, and there's another set of points. If I move the camera around, there's another set of points right here, there's another set of points down there, and there's another set of points around the curve. And so what I've done is I've basically gone and then the same test that you saw me do a minute ago with the train tester and with the shunter, and basically see if I can get the thing to move. It moves, but it's weird, it's really intermittent, and it's almost like when I hit the baseboard hard enough or hit the floor hard enough, because the floor is all raised wooden floor here, it seems to make the thing move. So that to me makes me think that there's a loose connection somewhere, and with this particular setup, loose connection is going to point more or less probably to a fishplate. So you can see here we have the Hornby curved point. there's a little metal piece right there and right here to make contact with this as it moves. You can see here that if I can jiggle this around, and it doesn't appear to be any kind of movement or anything like that. If I apply the track tester to the track, I'm now getting some movement, and the HST is off again. So we're going to see what happens as it comes around. Now I'll point out this is a problem I've had with this particular part of the track for a while. Yep, and it stopped. So this is a problem I've had with the track for quite some time, and it's been a little annoying. It hasn't happened very often. It happens with certain locos, and I've determined that it's the weight of the loco that seems to impact the thing. So with these lighter HSTs, we got the heavier powered car, and then the lighter unpowered car on the back. It seems to cause a problem. So you can see here, if I put the track tester, let me move the camera further down. I put the track tester here, it's definitely dead. If I swing the camera around and put the track tester over here, it also is dead. So there's some it's dead here. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move the camera so it's easier for you guys to see. Alright, so you can see here, it's dead here. There's a set of fish plates here. Obviously this isn't having anything to do with it. If I move it to this side, you can see the train started to move, and I've got light. So it suggests it's one of these two fish plates. Now if you didn't have a train tester, you could have done the same thing with the shunter here. You can see, just push it down on this. It's working right now. So I think it's one of these two fish plates. And we're just going to sit here and wait for it to stop again. Although I bet you if I push on that hard enough, it's probably going to go out. Okay, so it took a few minutes, but it's eventually come back running to a halt. So what I'm going to do is show you a quick trick to see if you can fix this with just a piece of wire. So what I'm going to do is I've got a length of wire here. Basically you're going to use it to jumper either side of this fish plate that's over here, and if it kicks in, it should make the loco move again. So what you do is you put one part like so. So at this point you're probably seeing why this is such a pain of a problem to resolve. You can see there just the slightest touch sends the loco back moving again. So it's a very, very slight problem with the fish plate. So what I'm going to show you is just a quick trick you can do. Taking the wire here, we're going to touch it to this one and then touch it here. And you can hear it. It starts to go and it stops. Now if I do it to the other side, it's still gonna not go anywhere. This side, it's gonna work just fine. So what we've discovered here is that it's this fish plate right here that's causing a so if I push down on it, you can hear the loco going back on. So what's interesting though, this has got to be one of two-part problem, because this here might be causing a short or causing it to go out, but it's a loop, right? So the other side should still be making the connection. So there's got to be a similarly messed up fish plate on the other side. But since we found this one, we're going to go ahead and fix it. So to fix it, what we're going to do is simply solder this on either side to the track to make sure that it no longer moves. And at that point, this should continue just fine. Alright, so just wanted to show you in this video exactly how you can go about doing troubleshooting faulty wiring or faulty fishplates. And you don't have to use a fancy multimeter or testing tool. You can use a shunter and maybe a cheap test tool if you don't have access to a multimeter. So now that we found the problem, one way you can use to make sure that it is fishplate. Fishplate appears to be moving down when the train goes over it. So what I've done is I've stuffed a toothpick under the fishplate and under the sleeper, just to apply enough upward pressure to stop it from moving. And so far it's been running for about 20 minutes and has not failed, so I think we found the problem. So next up we're going to go and basically solder this on either side, like I said, and hopefully it'll resolve the problem. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and until next time.